them in and you type up in Bill County, you call form.
Yes.
Put your name in the front of the
No,
document.
no, that's what I mean.
Don't own that.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't.
I got one I did for back in the day to store agricultural material in Glen Jones.
You know, he was even good enough to let us stop paying. We kept saying out there. Back then, still owed me money. And I just sued me. I sued him. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. And he showed me, and the guys told him that, you know,
They just get mad and holler at them when they get too much to drink about once every 2 months for about 2 years.
If you want to send that to me, I'll do it to you. Okay. Sorry. And then, send it back to me.
That's, keep an eye on this. All right, okay, you're working on that, you're working on that. We generate more paper. Perfect timing. All right, this time we're gonna call this meeting back to order. This continuation of the meeting that started this morning, August the 9th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Has been posted accordingly. We're back from recess. Let the record reflect the time is 9:41 a.m. And the item in front of us today is budget hearings. We're gonna skip around just a hair.
Hey, can you come watch this?
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta mute myself.
So Mr. Holmes is available. He has a docket, so we're gonna move Mr. Holmes up. Mr. Holmes, how are you today, sir?
Good.
And I, again, I'm working off computer today. Just told me to go sign in again, so hang on. Budgeting, go ahead. Questions about your budget, Mr. Holmes?
So I did cheat a little bit, gentlemen, and talk individually with Judge Lewis the other day. The only revision that I asked for is on my training and mileage line item. The proposed budget had 4,000 in it. I'm asking that it be restored to the pre-pandemic level of 5,000. That's what I had in 19 and 20.
And I'm in favor of that.
That's really it. There's rest of it.
Paid it.
Sounds good.
What?
I think you need.
Oh, absolutely.
$42.
Page 42.
That right?
If we take a sum of money and set it aside in a contingency line, non-departmental for payroll expenses, we want to go and try to, after we put the budget that September 13th, only because I don't think we can do it before then, is to revamp our payroll pay schedule and pay policy and have this money out here to fund that. Is that something you'd be against? Or are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Good deal. Not asking for a legal thing, just asking as a, office holder.
For sure. I think it needs to be done.
I think so too. Thank you. Anybody got any questions over the town attorney's budget? It's pretty straightforward. The only increase he asked for again was their reflection that they were out of COVID and moving back to where we were a couple of years ago in training miles reimbursement, which I have no issues with.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All righty then.
Hopefully I won't spend it. I sure like to have it there.
Good deal. All right, well, nothing further, Mr. Holmes. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. All right, next, Honorable Judge Trajan Tom, Justice of Peace, Precinct number 1. How bad did we cut the judge? Take all the money we do here. What's going on, Judge?
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
I didn't really ask for anything.
I did notice that and it was appreciated.
Good, no.
In fact,
Jeez.
I did, we can go ahead and cut the office rent line item in my budget. We no longer need it, obviously, with me moving out to here.
So what we'll do, just for your notice on this, it'll be zeroed out for the next several years, but we usually keep about 5 years of history in the budget, so you can kind of go look back and see what it was.
Okay.
After about year 4 or 5, it'll fall off the chart. It's always in the system, but it won't be printed, so yeah.
Okay.
Good, deal. Thank you for that, Bill. Is your postage at 500 going to be sufficient? I mean, your actual in 20 was 494, your actual in 21 was 496. I understand you didn't have the office that whole time, but.
I think it'll be sufficient for next year.
Okay.
I think we'll be all right if it ends up being an issue. I can address it on the next budget, but I think I'll be able to make it work with
Okay,
keeping it where it's at.
okay, just making sure. Machine equipment and rental, we adopted for 2022. Do you guys have a copy machine over there?
I'm in the process. I sent over the lease paperwork to you.
Next Tuesday, it's on next Tuesday's agenda.
Perfect. So I just need to have that approved, and then we'll have a big full-size office copier printer, does it all in the Huron building. And so
Good deal.
that'll be good. My training and mileage, I think we can.
Is that gonna be sufficient? I mean, all right, let's talk about something real quick, and it's distasteful, but we need to know. Any idea how many inquests you've had to do year to date?
Check real quick. I think I'm in the ballpark of 25.
So, are you sending in reimbursement for that? Because
I didn't do it last year. This year I'll probably end up doing it just because of the cost of fuel. It's hard to absorb that. myself.
Yeah, you need to. You don't need to subsidize the county for it. You're out in the middle of the night in the first place, and we appreciate it. I just don't think 2,000 is enough for training mile reimbursement. I know it's what you asked for, and I'm not used to forcing money on people. But looking in comparable offices, I'm really thinking 2,500 is probably a better idea there, especially if you're gonna start charging us for your mileage, because you shouldn't have to provide a truck at your expense to do this job. We don't ask the commissioners to do it. We don't ask anybody else to do that.
I did want to bring that up, and I think 2,500 would be a better number for that line, item, just with the white fuels.
Does anybody have any objection to that?
Not at all.
So, I mean, I don't want to go out in the middle of the night and do this, so glad you're there.
And then the only other thing I wanted to bring up with y'all, I neglected to put it in my proposal for this year, with my new clerk. She's going to be taking her state test for the court clerk certification, whatever. I'd like, it hasn't come out yet. It's not anything due to her. It's just the state hasn't put it on yet. I think they're kind of backlogged from COVID still. But as soon as it comes out, she'll be taking in, and I have no doubt that she'll pass. I didn't reflect it in the salaries, but I would like to be able to give her some sort of reward, some sort of merit raise for that way, because we have been on the subject of rewarding our employees for advancing. And that is a big deal. And then next year she'll be having her advanced court clerk certification test done as well.
Well, something we'd like to do, kind of give you a heads up what we've been talking on this table. We've got a sum of money that we think we can set aside in the contingency line. We know that the payroll policy has not been popular and it's been fairly unworkable. So our goal is, as soon as we put this budget to bed, September 13th, our date right now, is to start trying to fix the payroll policy. Part of that's going to go back to job descriptions, and I'm just giving you hypotheticals here. I don't know if I'm going to fall out, but let's say we've got clerk 1, clerk 2, clerk 3, clerk 4. What are the requirements to get to each one of those? And that would be, hey, if your clerk has hypothetically taken the state test and passed the state certification test, that moves that person to a clerk 3 position. There'd be a salary assigned to that position and chart forward. That may be one way to rectify that, is to do it along those lines. So we've definitely got that in mind. Right now, there's a 5% increase, but that's a cost of living across the board. That being said, if you've got something specific in mind for your clerk, let us know.
Yeah, and when I would definitely support something like that, I think it would be important. to have.
We got you a table up front. Got your chair at the big table. Well,
I would definitely support some sort of structure like that, but when the time comes when she has passed out a document in hand, I'll come back and we can revisit that.
good deal, because I think we want to reward that. That's the kind of, anytime an employee is doing better for themselves, making better decisions, taking education, I definitely want to reward that, try to keep that individual account. It's better for the citizens. The service. Here, I gotta go. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Way to go, Scotty.
Wrong thing, Scotty, I tell you.
Other than that, that's about all I have.
Okay, any comments for the judge? Judge, appreciate you working with us last year, trying to get that building sorted out. I know there's still a few odds and ends to do, but we're getting there. You've got it looking good. Your vision is good. I like it. And hopefully people are taking the message of coming to see it.
Yeah, I know, the game warden Scarborough, she just moved in yesterday.
Wonderful.
Uh,
Okay.
I've been in contact with DPS and they're gonna move in their terminal or whatever they call their special computer system. They're gonna move that in either today or tomorrow. So we're gonna have some troopers over there. Not full time,
Can you
but
get the troopers to reach out to IT and make sure we're all on the same page?
I can get that answer for you today.
Or just, I tell you what,
Yeah.
put him in contact with him. If you'll tell your person to call Philip, that way we can coordinate. We've got enough room in that IT, room
Yeah.
for whatever we need to put in. I think they run on their own system.
That's my
I think they do,
understanding,
but let's
Yeah.
clarify.
yeah, I'll definitely clarify, but we should have troopers in the building by this week sometime. As we know, Mark's already there. Constable Miller's there, I'm there. So we still have some office space.
Okay, good deal. One of the things we're looking at too, that front door, so part of the Covington Street project is back all the way over there. You know, we have key card access around this courthouse put at it. We're going to go to that access in most county buildings at some point in the future. That little card is rights and rules. That way, if you lose your key, we don't have to rekey all the locks. If somebody leaves the key, we don't have to rekey all the locks. That allows us to go on the computer and go, you're out. So, you know, we're thinking issuing employees badges, cards that identification, but that card is also your pass to get into the building you're supposed to be in. And one of the places, this new system we're looking at, Guardian is kind of stationary on the server that's here, but McKinstry has, Chrisman Cable is who I asked them to, well, who they picked up as their subcontractors doing this. They have an in the cloud system for this, and they're supposed to be providing me some more information. And my goal is to put on the doors out at Huron, a pass, you know, so you need in the middle of the night, DPS needs in the middle of the night, whatever, it's just, here you go, and that's in and out that way. And that way, every time they transfer a trooper in the county, I don't have to rekey the lock.
No, that's I would definitely support that, especially because I do want that facility to be able, because deputies don't have a lot of bathroom choices
It's
on the
limited.
northwest side of the county. So having that there, plus I want them there at night to keep an eye on things along with the commissioner's building and everything. It's just a security, it's a huge security deal that would be a great benefit. So I think that would be an awesome system. And then just one other thing, I know the sheriff's office, they're bringing in some movable walls to the back. I know you and I talked about it a little bit. That way they can do their SWAT trainings back there. They understand completely the importance of not making a mess and
Very
keeping
good.
everything organized. So,
They'll have that for a while, but sooner or later, we're gonna wind up putting ESD back there, but again,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
conversations are ongoing, but I'm glad they're able to train back there.
yeah.
Good. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
Questions for the judge? No, thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Well, we're a little bit ahead of schedule at the moment, frankly, yep.
And put together the road and bridge scenarios. Right word. I just. Goodness. Okay, so y'all had asked going with, what do they call it? It's not the variable rate, it's the voter approval rate.
Just below the voter approval
Voter
rate.
approval rate. Well, that's actually the voter approval rate that I have on there with the, you took off the last
Digit.
digit, it's gonna make minor difference, but that's gonna, over what we have in this book, that's gonna give you $369,402 additional. And that's the amount, I didn't put that, but anyway, top to bottom, it'd be road and bridge 1, 2, 3, 4, and then FM 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be important. But details. Okay, then at the bottom, y'all had asked about actually moving that to 9%. It doesn't affect the FM lateral, which is the bottom 4 numbers, but it gives you 85,000 or so more dollars to go from 8.5%.
Nope.
You second that stuff?
It's taking a 0.5%.
So 0.5% is 85,000, so I guess if you wanted 10. 870.
I will vote for 10, guys. I'll raise hell, I'll scream, I'll holler, I'll do everything else. You guys have got funds, you got your own taxes. If we gotta go to 9, as far as I'm going, I'm not gonna vote for more than that, because we have to fund the rest of this county out of this fund. I understand y'all have needs, I understand you got things you wanna do, we got things we need to do, we wanna do too. So if I keep continuing to pull it out, I can pull it out of Judge Crane's court, we can pull it out of my court, we can pull it out of her office, we can pull it out of the sheriff's office. We can't continue to raise the general fund for those things. I'm just saying. So that's my opinion. You guys do what you want to do. Not this one.
You what? What did you say? Work for the
Yeah, he does do that, doesn't he?
Anyway, that's your information there. So, what I did is I gave you the budget recapitulation sheet, mark scenario 1, scenario 2. I just did this on the Excel sheet. The numbers in general aren't exact, but they're within $100 or something.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That's it. Now, this is with the payroll for precinct 1. I didn't make any changes that you talked about yesterday about lowering
Mr.
those.
Brooks is, I spoke to him this morning, he was gonna be retiring.
Okay.
Who? Mr. Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Oh, good, no, I mean,
These are one of your seasoned employees.
Very
Very seasoned.
So that would give you some additional funds there in your road and bridge.
The difference of.
Of what? The difference is
About
to get
85,000.
Well,
Yeah, that's the way it's the same. About 20,000 things different.
right.
If we take 0.5%, it'll give us 20,000.
This is all I'm going to do.
While we're looking that one over, Judge Crane, he's got a busy schedule, so he's working on us this morning. You ready to go, sir?
Sure.
What you got? We got a chance to see the budget? Yeah, no, I know you guys are covered up over there, so what you got going?
All right, my proposed numbers have changed their line items a lot, but actually I'm almost $700, $600 less than I was last budget year.
Okay,
Trying to give a little bit back to you. So not a whole lot of what I call below the line expenses. Above the line, I'm just asking for a minimum of 5% cost of living raise for my employees. That's whatever y'all give them, I appreciate it.
we've got built in the budget right now, 5% total. The other thing I need to make you aware of is we have a little bit of excess revenue. We're going to set aside our planning money is to set aside a contingency fund. It's not realistic to think we can fix our payroll policy between now and September 13th, but starting in September, we're going to attempt to fix the payroll policy, go back, recategorize and pay people based on skills level and job descriptions, like we need to do for some time. We've set that money aside so that during the year, if we get that policy up, we can actually fund it this time and hopefully get some recognition to those employees.
I think that And just being honest with you guys, we've got to law enforcement salaries up. So that we can attract and keep some employees. I see it in my court. And I'll be honest with you guys, the numbers are down in my court, and that's because they're not filing misdemeanors. The numbers are up on the felony, and they're filing felonies, but they're not filing misdemeanors. I can't do anything about that. There's discussions about having my court take over some of the felony caseload. And maybe that's what we have to do. But it's concerning someone. I'm not gonna kid you. I can't sit here and tell you that the crime isn't being committed. They're just not being charged with it. When the legislature changed the law and with DWLIs and possession of marijuanas, a lot of our cases and our numbers have gone way down, and they reflect that. So
We still had a criminal docket. It was DWI, though, that's was like 30% of that docket.
it's just taking a toll. That's just a plug. Not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying that, I think it needs to be addressed at some point. And I think salaries would help do that.
I appreciate you being in favor of
Do you
that.
have any questions of me?
But the court we're working on so far.
Good.
Good deal.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
I held off on payment of their invoice again, so
That's good.
they may be back. Maybe they're
Have you heard back from them as far as timelines and
still waiting. They're supposed to give me back a call this week by Thursday, so 2 days from now.
Okay.
I hope they do. I hope they call them when they're supposed to, but we're not gonna pay any of their invoices in that until such time they can finish it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Mr. Crane. All right, anything further, gentlemen, for that? All right, we got Rich Crane.
Have to
Uh-huh. Go back. to
add
this.
1,200 to his salary, so.
Okay, the calculation is now. Calculating these judges' salaries is a chore.
I wasn't sure where we were on Judge Harris, I guess. So he said, he told us he makes, I think, 168 with the state. So then we added in 14.
Mhm.
So that makes 184. And then our customary thing has been to keep the court of law $1,000 less than the district judge. So
Okay, change to 192 now, the state set up, but I may be wrong about that. Yeah,
that's what he told me.
I believe him. I mean, that's what he said. I'm not calling anybody dishonest, so don't get him good wrong there. But if we got to move Judge Crane to keep up with that, that is our policy.
Right.
So, and that's actually statute, no more than 1,000 less is what the statute says for the county court of law, I believe, correctly.
Okay,
I think that's not just our policy, but
true. That's true.
statute. So. Okay, we'll have to make this change. I'm gonna let you make this change. I'm still gonna chastise for making my little errors in HR, so I've stayed out of HR. Well, chastised over it. I just send messages to you or Tamara until they deal with that. All right, our tax assessor collector is with us. Blondie, you ready?
I'm gonna read this, where to put it out.
Which one?
I think it's
The payroll sheet? Okay, yeah. Let me go back. So how are your new friends at BIS?
What? Page? I got page 33.
I think they've actually got the crap together now.
Do they?
It's see, yeah.
Well, hopefully they do. I don't think some of these people who get in these contracts in the state really understand what they're signing on to. And then everybody in the state calls them one time on, hey, by the way, you're gonna do this. You've got a couple of employees here that I'm, not so much the part-time, but the.
Yeah, I'm not messing with the
The
part-time.
full-time,
I'm-
certain salary's a little low.
Yep.
For that 12-11, that needs to be up some.
I did.
Okay.
I've done change sheets and left them in Susan's office
Okay.
for, I think it was Scarlett and Megan. And I think it raises theirs.
Oh, it's,
to-
we're keeping them from behind you. Hug you.
Okay, it raises theirs to 84 or to 13 even.
Okay.
And then I did,
And then-
merit raises for Liz and Gloria. Just because, I mean, Gloria, she's probably one of the hardest working girls I've got, and
Good deal.
it doesn't seem right to raise the girls up to 13 and then she's making 13.40.
Yeah,
So,
no, you gotta.
other than that, the only change
Yeah.
that I have, well, I don't know what you've actually proposed. If
Well,
it's only have this part.
Okay.
The training, for this year,
Yeah,
instead of 4, we're moving it to 5 because Diane and Liz are both getting, are working towards they're gonna be taking classes.
So you need
This
to be-
whole,
so
um,
you need it to be, all right, 5,000?
yeah,
All right, I just looked at historical expenses for you, it came with 3,500, but you've got more people.
they, and historically, like for the past, well, I know
Yeah,
in
you-
2020 and 2021, we didn't go anywhere.
No, yeah, that's COVID. of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take that. into
But,
consideration. I'm looking at pre-COVID though.
Brenna and I are the only ones that actually have to maintain our hours.
Better.
So, well, no, they're not,
Yeah,
they're not to that point yet where they have to actually have the
Okay.
hours. So they're taking the classes, so, Liz and Diane are both gonna be taking classes this year. And hopefully it's where they can drive back and forth and they don't have to stay.
totally.
But I think I have to go in November I have to go to Galveston. Because I have to have my hours.
Yeah, no, by the way, while we're just happening, me and Tom have to go to the drone convention in Vegas.
Uh,
Too many side eyes on that one. I
It's
guess
it's
we're
at the
going-
Moody
Not
Gardens.
going to the drone
so-
convention apparently.
And we're getting a very good deal of. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that,
So we
what
just
what do
wanna-
you have software?
Propose it to from 35 to 5,000 training mileage reimbursement, which is for the number of people in your office still can, so less than some other offices, we put that at. So I don't have a problem with Commissioner, don't have a problem.
Okay,
Okay.
and they offer quite a few classes online, so whatever classes they can get online, they don't have to travel anywhere, they don't have to be.
Good.
We'll
We
do
still
all the
got to pay.
classes. Yeah, you still have to pay for the classes, yeah. But we're not having to pay for a hotel room or,
This is $11 now.
That's some of that's
That's a
part-time
part-time.
now, but some of that's part-time. We're not really worried about part-time much. It's the full-time people that she's trying to get up
Okay,
to 13.
8 full-time and 1 part-time.
no, I have 2 part-time. Remember, I did away with one of my full-time last year
She went
and I
part-time.
made 2 part-time.
And I don't want to use the boy's name before, but
We
yeah,
could get.
it's working out too.
Yeah, they both work on Fridays unless they request that off. And then they both have 2 days off during the week. So, and it keeps their hours not at 28, but at 24. So I'm gonna be under budget.
Good deal.
You're welcome. I think that was the only thing other than the software and maintenance.
So,
Yeah,
that's a number that we've got at 47,482.
oh, then that's perfect.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Because I've got that. Here's what I've
Well,
got in software.
Actually, I need to add 500 because I didn't budget. I budgeted for the $500 software rather than the $1,000 software.
Okay, so we've got the Lexmark and the Nolta for the yearly prices,
Yes.
2,727.72. Pitney Bowes is a yearly price of 3,354.36. The PAX fees and backup service
Mhm.
is at 41,400. And so what's the software?
BIS software, which is a truth and taxation software.
Okay, so we don't have it actually in this budget, so let's do that right now.
Okay.
BIS Truth, or T, I'm just gonna put
TNT,
TNT,
yeah.
TNT.
I think it's like 11.
It's gonna be recurring.
Yeah,
This is so nice.
unless we go back to,
So it's 1,100?
yeah, it's right around 1100.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Again, part of the process of planning for Covington was part of that cost. What did it, we didn't get anything to bill for the state's T1 line, did we last time?
No, they come out and do
Yeah,
that.
they came out and did that. So, yeah, I mean, if you really think about what a T1 is, it's 1960s technology. It's a 2-pair copper cable.
And it's going through the back door, through a little keyhole through the back door. our breaker.
So it was install job of the year, okay? I'm not down.
I will need to know
Yes,
3
yes.
minutes before,
Yeah, County didn't do things that way.
yeah. So 3 months before we're gonna be moving to that building, I will need to know.
We, and expect right now, they're saying before January 1.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get an update today. We're gonna keep people well informed starting September 1st, where we're at. Really, those timelines are, we had a little hiccup with the foundation, had to go back, slow down. So I just want to make sure they're still on it, because I don't want to give you some, oh, yeah, by the way, we'll be there January 1. You're like, hey, it's February 2nd, we're not here yet. So we're just trying to keep on top of that.
Well,
As
no,
soon as we have a
that's-
good firm
yeah.
timeline,
Okay,
but 3 months at least is in.
Not want to go to February 2nd because they're gonna be in the middle of their peak election.
yeah, I mean, after that would be perfect for me.
Well,
So
I
if
know
we're the
that-
last ones that move over there,
That's great for us,
Okay.
because we have a 6-month lease and 2 more months of options. So technically, if we don't sign this, and I don't see a sign for September 1st, September, October, November, December, January, February, and then we can take out the March and April. So
okay,
yeah, we can, if you want to shoot after your heavy collection time, yeah, we're happy to do that.
yeah, that'd be perfect. Other question was, I know that you and I had talked a little bit about security for,
Mhm.
I talked to, the sheriff.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Then I talked to Scott Robinson,
Yes.
who said, that he was hiring the 5th employee for the courthouse.
So that this morning, report.
He did, okay. Who also told me that I needed to find in code where the sheriff's office had to provide security for the tax office. So I did a little research. I get to at least do deep dives.
Okay.
And technically, he has to provide, like, they're in charge of the actual courthouse. I don't know if that means because I'm not in the courthouse, is
I
the
think-
reason why.
I think the AG has taken that in its opinions to mean.
Oh,
and
okay,
its annexes. It's not just this building.
okay,
So the sheriff by statute, the constitution and by
Mhm.
statute modified,
Mhm.
is in charge of all security for county buildings.
Yes.
That's always been. The commissioners have the ability to go, you sit here, you sit here, your office is here. But yeah, there's bifurcated duties when it comes to actually doing some things. But my understanding of the current state of Texas law is, yes, the sheriff's office has the duty to provide that.
I didn't find like county buildings, I just found where it said courthouse, so I don't know if that. I didn't dive deep enough, but he also, when I mentioned, okay, so let's just say we ride out the rest of this year, with the way we are now. Who are you gonna hire for the Covington Street Annex? And he said, well, we're gonna have somebody there when there's AG court.
I need somebody there all the time.
I said,
So.
It is.
This.
Mhm.
That's what I said.
We've had this
Y'all pooched a little part of my office
We've had this
for,
conversation with the sheriff.
for like a little kiosk for a deputy to be there at all times.
Maybe they need to have some internal conversations. We have had these conversations previously.
I would imagine because that was the whole reason why there was, a kiosk
Spending a
built
lot of
there.
money for that.
Yeah.
And metal detector and,
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to.
We will reach out and see what was that. If you'll continue to do your research and engage with them, we appreciate it.
No problem. Was that it? I think that-
Anything, brother?
You got a copy of your budget from Rachel, what's in there now? I mean.
Oh.
the-
No, I have
You don't have a copy of it?
this one. I don't know, this is what she printed out. When she printed it out, she printed out the salaries. Oh, that's what kind of,
Okay, good. So anything in the budget you think she needs to look at in particular?
oh, I know the other question that I was gonna ask, when, okay.
So
When the offices are built over here, we are, am I applying, are there gonna be fixtures, furniture?
it's part of the process.
All of that's gonna be-
FF&E is already included in that.
It is included, so I don't need to worry about buying
No,
anything
it's part-
for,
Not out of your budget.
okay.
And you told me the safety you've got is sufficient. You don't think you'll need a second one this time?
No, everything that we have that
That's-
needs to go in there fits in there, so. You can tell the constables they're not getting our gun safe.
You can tell them, I'm not gonna get.
And we already told them, we're like,
Okay.
you're not taking that. No, it's ours.
it.
No, yeah, I think that that's fine. We'll just reach it back in
The
a
closet.
closet or supply room or something, but
So what we've got right now, dues and memberships at 325. It was at 800 last year. Year to date is 275. And looking at Encode for the last couple of years, really 325 is the
Okay.
number in a padding. 5,000 for training mileage reimbursement, bonds and insurance 1396, which again is calculated off of what the auditor's office and Encode says we're paying for those bonds actually.
Okay,
Contract services, we have 450, we have supplies of 7,000, we have postage of 20,000. Is that sufficient? Because adopted in 24 was 24.5. You
yeah,
don't look like you're on track to bust that.
well,
but-
right before, we paid $10,000 to, before we bill out or mail out bills, we paid 10,000, I think it's 10,500 or 11,500 to, so that always just wipes it.
So
Wiped out.
is 20,000 not sufficient for postage? I guess the question I have, I mean, because historically,
We
We're-
have a lot of
we're
money,
below
but we have a lot of funds in Pitney Bowes right now, so we'll be good at least for this next year.
okay.
So 20 will be fine.
We have software service now is at 48,552. Now we add the
Yep.
1,100 in for BIS. We have telephones calculated at 2,250. Again, I believe that's on, hold on, hang on. That's
I don't know how to do
this
the phone,
computer is
so-
maddening at times. That's AT&T 5304 and AT&T 7452 reoccurring lines. So the
The landline.
landline, landline of the void.
Can we add 225 to the membership? I forgot that Liz is not currently a member,
Oh,
but
okay.
will be.
That's what we needed to know. So I've
sorry.
got
Sorry.
the membership I've got right now is from Encode. We have TAC Dues for you
Yes,
at 125, TAC Dues for Harlech at 50, TAC Dues for Ambreese at 50. I guess they get cheaper than the.
No, hang on a minute. That's weird.
That's what you paid the last couple of years.
It is.
Bolden, Elizabeth Bolden TAC Dues for 50.
Oh,
I put
well, then there you
additional dues of 50 in there because I figured maybe there's somebody that we hadn't covered yet.
Diane, Liz.
I got,
I just thought it was more
Hightower,
than-
Carlick, Ambreese, Bolden.
Okay, we're
And then
good.
there's an additional 50 just in case
Okay.
there's somebody that didn't get caught up in that and we missed.
That's good
But
then.
yeah, if there's something else, hey, go back and calculate it
I
again.
will.
If we miss something, we don't put this to bed till September 13th, let us
Okay.
know, because we believe education is important.
Yeah.
And I know how much these associations provide in the way of education.
Yeah.
Almost all of it.
Well, I think that that's.
It's so nice to recall this right in front of you.
I know
This years ago.
Look at Susan. you go
Thanks,
pick it
Susan.
up.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we do this years ago? Great. Good job. Good idea. Susan. All right.
And then I
Anything-
left those change order forms on the desk.
Okay.
Anything further for the county tax assessor collector?
Oh, I know what I was gonna ask you. The form that I was gonna fill out for the hearing, is it proposing more than the no new tax rate, but less than the VAR? Is that the
Correct.
form you want?
That is correct. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. So we're going to propose under the VAR for more than.
But
the-
more than,
Yeah,
okay,
because that proposal right there at the top of that, but just under the VAR still lowers the overall tax rate of 4.5 cents. But it allows us to correct some longstanding problem right here at the same time.
What was the fix that they had to do on the software?
it was for, was it line 69, I think? It wasn't adding back in or it wasn't adding in the difference between the increment, but it only really mattered for the county and the cities, because special units didn't get that. Didn't get that option.
So next Tuesday, we're going to propose a tax rate. We'll be good to go next
I did
Tuesday.
see that.
Yeah. Well, I actually had it for
Well,
today. but-
listen to what I was gonna do today. So I can go in there and kind of play, if you will, create Hill County.
Well, don't worry about it today. We're not going to.
No, I know that, but,
Okay,
and just go stick all the numbers back in, just to make sure that I do get the same numbers again. But I can create a new taxing unit, and I think that's what I might try to do today.
okay.
So,
We'll take action on next Tuesday morning at 8:30. We'll hold Commissioners Court. We'll propose a tax rate and we'll propose. We have to propose elected official salaries, even though it's just a cost of living increase, it's still an increase in elected official salaries. So we have to take formal action on that and post that in the paper as well.
okay,
So we're still on track to kind of put things to bed about September 13th. We have that notice, and then we have the one budget hearing, which we can hold sometime after the 16th of August, which will actually be probably 23rd of August, more than likely. I think that's, hold on, let me tell you a story. I can look right at the back here. I have my timeline.
Oh, I have mine too, I think.
I do this every year because I forget things. So looking here, budget hearings, those budget hearings, it's not that public hearing on the budget, that's two separate things. We're gonna push this out, notice of tax rate and elected salaries run on the paper. So next week is the 16th, so they'll push all these dates back. I'll have to modify it for you. That'll actually run in Thursday's paper. I'm gonna set it up with Shannon, what we're gonna have, give her the basic breakdown, how that's gonna look. Once we take action in court at noon, I'll call her if there's any changes to it, and already talking with her to try to get that stuff worked out. Since we condensed the schedule, the notice of tax increase runs in the paper, and then there has to be a period of time between when that notice runs in the paper. You can do it X number of days after, but not before X number of days before. So a lot of timelines in between. One thing, the reason we can't stop the budget by the end of August is that 10-day notice for elected
Yeah.
officials. That's the one where the paper runs, the way our meetings work. And of course, the statute says you have to do it during certain things during regular terms of court. So we meet twice a month. Just trying to comply with all the rules. It's a moving target sometimes, but we'll get it done. So, okay. Anything?
Seems like all the air's working today. I mean, it's still 16.
Knock on wood, don't jinx it. All right, we're good to go. So anything else from Ms. Hightower? If not, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mr. Brad Orban, how are you today? Yeah, come on, jump in, my man. Come on, jump in. We have under county judge auditors, where did I put that at? Well, I think I had the wrong one there. My eyesight. No data.
So you're saying it's not a
No, why are you running?
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're right. Pull it down.
You click the filter.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, that'll be a nice shortcut. You can have. Okay. We learn something new all the time. Man, we've got, basically, he asked for the exact same budget as last year. Have you changed your mind or anything yet?
No, I just wanted to go over some of the little things on it, just,
Okay,
so asked for the same thing because it didn't really, I don't even think I'll hit my budget, this year. I will have some changes on different things. One is, my programs are gonna change,
okay,
the VA with different programs. We caught, last week, a bill we put in, we were able to pull it back and not pay it, thank God.
okay.
That would have been $500 waste.
Oh, wow.
So we pulled that back, but we're gonna get a new program. I don't know the cost of that.
Do we need to put a little cushion in software maintenance then? Just
I
in
think
case?
if, what I was just talking to them about, we're gonna get a new computer because the computer I have is no longer gonna be good with that program.
Yeah,
And plus mine is, I think, 4 or 5 years old now, or maybe 3, I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyways, the program doesn't work with whatever's on
okay.
the system. So as long as he says the computer's already covered,
Yeah, you can take care of it.
right, so I don't have to worry about that. So therefore, if that's so, with the miscellaneous and amount already given, I should be fine.
Well, what I'd
Plus,
like-
I'm not hitting postage this year.
Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to put an extra 500 in software maintenance. If you
Just
don't
to
need
cover
it,
it, right?
if you don't need it, don't spend it. But it's just there. I know they doubled the cost of the tax, truth and taxation software. It seems like everything's going up. I don't know what the cost will be.
We
but
just don't even have a clue right now.
That's it. And if we don't need it, great. We just roll it back and then we'll fund it into the year.
Right.
I've never worried about you overspending. So,
And then also, like I said, the postage isn't even a real number now because postage, we don't do postage as much
yeah,
because we're able to go directly through. But now that I don't have this program, I don't know.
yes.
So I don't know how long before we'll be going into doing claims through a different system. So I'll be doing kind of some old school stuff. I had to put new tires on the front, but that was only $400. So that I should still be fine.
Okay.
Um,
How's the car holding up? Honestly.
it's actually doing okay. I mean, I asked already for them to start looking,
Okay,
but there's absolutely nothing out there right now. So, but there's probably going to need some hub work on the back right,
okay.
but I don't know how much that costs. So that could put me out of my budget on that.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. That car has been cheap and dirty and a way to get around.
Yeah, we kept it going. pretty
You
good.
really have. I know you kept costs low on it, but at some point, man, you just keep pouring things into a vehicle and it's just
Right.
not worth the return on investment. I just don't want leaving you on the side of the road, especially if
yeah.
you're taking a veteran to a medical appointment or something like
Yeah.
that.
And we're doing pretty good with that. We've had quite a few veterans die this year. We do, y'all know we do the flag folding from majority of them now. Apparently the army won't come half the time.
That's insane.
So we're doing most of the flag folding. I got a little team that does that. What else are we doing? We're ramping up our food bank right now. Because that's starting to be a problem with the electric bills.
Which food bank?
Mine.
Oh,
It's
you
just-
run your own?
Yeah, we run our own food bank.
I didn't know that. Okay. Not out of the county, not out of the county. It's it. Separate.
Yeah, it's veterans helping veterans. It's a different program. It's just, we're just the in-betweeners.
All right, well, and let you
So-
know that I sit on the board of the Hillsborough Interfaith Ministries, which we run food pantry here.
Yeah, they contact me all
Yeah,
the time.
good. There's a need. Oh,
Yeah. And so we're also getting ready to do another ramp this month. If anyone wants to help,
Yeah.
I'll let you know. It's gonna be a little harder than the last one.
I'll bring it to
So there you go. What else? Had over 38 claims go through. I think it equals about 600,000 come back to the county. So other than that, we're same thing every day.
Yeah.
So
Take care of veterans. That's our job.
that's what we're doing. So, like I said, we don't need anything extra. We just,
We need to
appreciate the
start, we need to
support.
start looking at this car for what we're hearing. now.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So, I mean, other than the hub work, we need to get that done, but any other major problems with the car at the moment? Like, is it gonna break down in the next 6 months or?
No.
No,
No, we don't.
the engine seems to be
That's
good.
engine seems to be okay. I mean, it's a 2005 Cruiser. It's gone through the ringer. I did was Shane's Cruiser actually at one time. Yeah. I found this old gas part a long time ago in the trunk, so that tells you what he cared about it. But no, I think we're good for a while. We'll just Band-Aid it until hopefully next year we can pull something out.
Okay.
Turn up the radio. Turn on the radio, it sounds like we're going through some type of spaceship.
So do you need, is that car too low for the veterans to get in? and
No,
out?
actually, that's actually a benefit. That's actually a benefit. The hard part is, I keep a wheelchair in my garage. And so like if we're gonna go somewhere, I know I need a wheelchair, I just fold the wheelchair and put it in the trunk.
So how do you find another sedan like that? Because that's, most of what we've seen in law enforcement now, we're going to kind of like the SUV type vehicles.
Yeah,
And you're saying that might not be the best fit. for some
well,
of
I don't
those
know. My thought process was, is it really a big cost to maybe go like to Cole Ford and get like some type of van system? Or something like that. We don't have vans,
We're open to these concepts for
Yeah.
sure. We just got to discuss them.
right?
So can they get in and out of the vans? Are we talking like a specialized wheelchair? lift?
We wouldn't need a specialized wheelchair. That would be a waste of money.
Okay, cool.
I mean, that's just not even necessary. We're not, we don't want to be considered a bus
Self-service, yeah, we're just trying to help out.
Right. But even like an SUV is fine as long as you're not getting like a high SUV. I haven't really thought about it that much because cars, I'll make that car work
Just
for a
put
year.
what you think on it, but I'd say by next budget year, we're gonna need to have a plan in place to replace that. It's an 05 model and
I think I feel that like by next year, there'll be some sheriff vehicles being rotated again.
okay.
I just usually, about every 2 years, you just see a rotation. I think we'll see something.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
I don't know.
If they're too huge, and then you get into another cost that I just don't want to get into, because that car actually gets really good fuel mileage.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I mean, if we can stay. A big van is what they usually have, and they probably have 2 vans, but the cost effectiveness on fuel, those are just terrible.
That's something we found at the Rural Transportation District. We actually went out and bought some sedans for this particular deal. Is that for years, the text dot rules were we had to have these vans.
Yeah.
And man, you have 1 or 2 passenger and a 15, 20 passenger. It's ridiculous, the amount of money we spent. So we went for those smaller rides to sedans and really cut the amount of money we were spending on fuel there.
Yeah, because even on that system, so I think it was like because I used to run that.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe 1 out of every 5 rides, you would have enough people in there to really cover it. And after that, it's just 1 or 2 people here and there, and it never was covered.
Yeah.
It was basically hard on the system.
It is.
So
We're still trying to make some improvements.
Yeah, so it's just keep an eye out.
Let's do some digging around this next year and figure out what we can come up with. And if something happens mid-year, let us know.
Oh, definitely.
It's important that we can take care of this.
Definitely.
All right, good.
So
Any more
everyone's-
questions for Mr. Orban?
We appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything you do.
Appreciate
later.
Does that other ramp place help you? You know, they have the people out of White Bluff or something help.
Yeah, I try not to, I mean, we try to do things under the radar. And they have they have their own little system and they help their people. As far as like for them, they get called to do everyone. It doesn't matter who it is, but I think the fact that Home Depot's been really beneficial to us. And she tells me every single time, I don't care. You know,
Allison's serious about that. She
Yeah.
called me the other day and said, he can use this more often. He just needs to come down.
Yeah, she forces me to do more.
We
Because
have-
it's like, you know, I feel like.
Have a mutual friend. Her father was a mentor of mine, the late great Judge Joe Spurlock, and she actually, his daughter runs the Bellmead Home Depot.
Yeah.
And so got us in a while back and said, look, we make donations to the county. We want to take in Hill County as well. I said, well, veteran service is number one place I could think. And that relationship has been very fruitful.
It's been
for
a
us.
beneficial thing because before I was stockpiling wood.
If you found it, you still.
Yeah, I'd stockpile it. And then when we had enough to build the ramp, we do that. And then that one lady, they actually bought their own ramp. They didn't know how to put it up. Well, they donated that ramp back to us and we put it up for someone else.
That's awesome.
That's a revolving ramp for us now.
Good.
So we'll get that back eventually. But again, you know, that's not the county.
Yeah, no, it's
That's,
something that
it's-
we pay you.
We're just the liaison
Very nice.
of another system. So,
And we appreciate all you do.
I appreciate everyone. I'll see you one later.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. See you soon. All right, next up back, who's there, Mr. Who we have here? I'm backwards. Jane, we already went with you. but Just moral support. Good deal, good deal. Well, Ms. Skilling, are you showing up in the place of Brad Henley? Because if so, you have a comedy routine to put on that we're expecting. Yeah. All right, we'll go over to the constable at constable, forgive me, the JP at Malone. Budget and operations, let's pull this up. So what we've got, well, we've got a guess, let's put it that way. Judge Henley, wonderful judge, he has a long-standing habit of not sending out the budget and just telling me to make it work. So,
I brought y'all some stuff to look at,
thank you, ma'am, appreciate it.
and I forgot you, I'm sorry. This is my first time, so forgive me. I don't need much, but what I do need is gonna be some equipment, and I kind of have this listed for you. I'm not very techie, so I got with Melissa in IT to try to put some numbers together of the things that I do need. The new PC is simply because the one that Judge Henley uses,
It just plays solitaire.
yeah, it doesn't, it will not support our software. And then along with that, he'll need a new monitor for his PC and then a new monitor for the one that I'm currently using.
It should be able to handle an IT budget, my understanding, and reading that email you have connected here.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
And then the scanner that I need, I'm not even sure what the brand of that is or whatever, but Melissa let me know that the district clerk's office had one that was super efficient.
Okay.
So I thought I would ask for that. And then on, I think the third page is what my scanner is currently doing. So you can kind of get an idea of why I'm asking for another one.
Yeah, that's a real quality scan there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and get that now. Let's not wait till next budget year.
Okay.
We're gonna have a little bit of excess funds in the IT that we didn't completely expend. Let's go ahead and go with IT and get that fixed. If it's that bad right now, we can't wait and run a report like that. So
So Mickey she was gonna be here with me today, but I think she's in some meetings
I got a docket this morning.
upstairs. So she was just gonna come and let you guys know that it's super difficult to try to get things from me over to her and having like pretrial dockets and different things like that.
Let's go ahead and just get with Philip today, Mr. Cantrell,
Okay.
and let him know, that, hey, we need to get that scanner issue resolved because it's not gonna work. And I'm sure he's just not aware of it. So
Yeah, and we didn't have a problem with it until we upgraded over to Navigator. And I believe everybody, I know that Jones is having problems with it too. It's just something that when the new
certain things,
upgrade kicks in.
certain things, Tyler Technology, certain hardware, Tyler Technology software works with, certain hardware, it does not. there's no rhyme or reason in my mind. I'm sure people who know more about computers can explain it better than me.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those people. But anyways, just wanted you to know that I'm not trying to be frivolous. I have equipment that the Historical Society is beating down my door trying to get, so.
So let's kind of talk what we got in this budget. Right now, we got 1,500 for dues and memberships. And that's just recurring from previous years. The details.
That's gonna be enough. if she's in there.
No, I am in the wrong budget. Forgive me. I thought that was way off. No, so let's go over here. I was in the wrong foot.
And if I can, on that,
There she is.
I've not done training through the county, like y'all haven't paid for my training as the clerk. Simply because I've been going through municipal school and the city of Hubbard has paid for that. So in our budget previous years, all you have is Judge Henley going for 2 days. And I kind of labeled that out for you here on the next page after the scan.
So we got dues and memberships reoccurring of $130. And we've never had a dues and memberships in that budget before. We just went back what it's costing the other JPs. So that's a guess on our part. If that's up from there, please let us know. We'll adjust that. That's.
Yes, so the only thing I was able to find as far as dues and membership is $75 for clerk, $75 for judge, for TJ, CJA, and then I don't think the training center, the main center that we use for education has any kind of membership.
Okay, so TJ, what is the membership again?
Texas Justice Court Judges Association.
That's just for the judges. TJCJA, that's reoccurring. And how much is it for the judge?
75.
Judge. It's easy to put all this in now right in front of me.
Mhm.
And then what is the other one you mentioned? Same people?
The clerk, yes, same people, $75 for the clerk. And Judge Brazel can attest that you get a lot better quality education from that center than you do with just CJCJA.
Yeah, I've done both. They're different.
Yes, it's smaller, so you're able to get.
So I put 75 for the judge, 75 for the clerk, and $50, just a buffer in
Mhm.
case that goes up for next year or whatever, we never know. Then, and then I'll put that line at 200. Training mileage and reimbursement, what we have is 1,250. Again, that's a guess because Judge Henley did things his way, you're gonna do them your way, so kind of what are we looking at overall in conferences? I see on the back page, that's the membership association. So the expected trainings, you're looking at the $300 due for stage 3,
Mhm.
and then the rooms are only $55 a night.
Mhm.
How do you get that deal?
Some grant that they have with the state.
So we're gonna have $960 for the new judge seminar.
Mhm.
So. All right. Then we've got the new clerk's way cheaper, huh?
Yes, she only has to go 3 days, I think.
All right, and is that did you get to have mileage to that as well?
Yes, I
So-
put down at the bottom, it doesn't include meals and miles.
Okay, so let's do that, and then I'm just gonna say that's on top of that. How about that? Will 1,250 get them hotels for that many nights and the mileage?
Yeah,
I think it will. That's just my opinion, though. I don't pay for training anymore. Since I got on that state board for judges education, they pay for it. So, or 99% of it. I don't really know the cost of things.
yeah, they have like a Judge Jones, we have 2250 and. I guess it varies with each one. Right in there.
Wow. The new judges was
3 stages, yeah.
3 separate times?
3 separate times.
That includes all what I put here.
Okay.
It's all of it.
Okay. Well, okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. All right, so that takes that number up to 2,470, right at 2,500. That gives you a little wiggle room there too.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Bonds and insurance, we've got that calculated at 75. Wrong one, sorry, open the wrong thing. It is still 75. Open the details, it's just the reoccurring bonds and insurance for her personal liability, I guess. Then the supplies at 1,000, which is up from the 800 that judges requested every year for the last 10 years. So we put some more in there.
Well, it worked for me, so.
Postage at 500, which is a little higher than the others, but again, yeah, I think that you're gonna have some costs that maybe it's the first year. of collecting.
And that would probably go down, being as I plan to be working too, and then I'll have a clerk that'll be working. We can do a lot more electronically than before.
Okay, we'll just leave it there for right now for this year. Next year, the budget year, hey, we didn't need it great. I'd rather have it a little bit extra in there, not a lot extra, a little bit extra, not needed, than go, we don't have it, and then your budget busted, or we gotta come back and do something crazy.
Yeah.
The telephone is calculated upon, what we have, which is the AT&T Mobility, which is 2026 at 504, and then AMA 6749, which I guess is the cell phone,
That's the internet.
the internet.
Mhm.
So what about, so is this the judge's cell phone? Because we have an office in the office. We have the judge's cell phone.
Looks like we're short of phone.
I think we are short of phone on this one. What do you anticipate your phone costs are gonna be a month for a cell phone?
I have no idea about that.
Okay, do you anticipate getting another, or just asking for reimbursement for your current cell phone?
I didn't even know that was a thing, to be quite honest.
Well, we kind of know that you guys get called out 24/7, so everybody in the judicial position, the county will reimburse their cell phone charge. Anyway, it's forgive me, I've got a bad striking headache hit me suddenly. It'll be all right. Anyway, so every judicial position, we offer reimbursement for cell phone. I don't take it myself, but that's a different reason for that. But we will reimburse you the cost of your cell phone. Just, we know you're gonna get called in the middle of the night. You're gonna be in the.
Yeah, we have like a certain amount. I forgot what Mr. Jones's is.
$50 a month?
Yeah.
So $600. So, judge, cell phone. Fitty. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, no, I was trying to get away with it. Oh, why are you calling me out like that?
I'm sitting there doing the math.
Save the county some money. See, I'm glad that's where she sits here. All right, so we've got that taken care of. That'll up that by $600 to include the cell phone. Okay, line 2 is incomplete. That's recurring. That's fine. This thing even tells you when you do it wrong. I love this program. All right, so we've got cell phone, office rent. We've not been notified it's gonna go up, so that's still 7,200, and we're still on that contract. I have no when the termination of the contract is, but we still move forward with it. Utilities, 4,500, that seems to be covering the cost of utilities. Now, we amended it to 4,681 for the current fiscal year. I don't know. We need to go back and look at utilities, I guess, and make sure that's enough.
Who's your electric provider?
Ambit.
No, you're under the county, you're under
Yeah.
TXU.
Yeah, you can get TXU, $3,100 for that, 1,400 for city of Malone. For the water, trash, sewer, I guess.
If you want to just double check that Ambit deal, because if that changed, that they're who still notifies us, so
Interesting.
might just double check.
Okay, we'll check that, but I think when the county did our last contract with TXU, we pulled in them as well.
We've got it listed TXU here, we're just
Okay.
double checking all this. What's that? It's got
Ambit.
Ambit Energy, so she's saying, but we've got it listed as TXU, we can check and clarify real quick.
Yeah,
But that's kind of the JP's budget.
sounds good to me.
Questions? Nope. All right, we look
Thank
forward to
you.
working with you still.
All right.
Thanks for showing up, appreciate it. Know that she's doing the job of work right now, so she's showing up on county time, but she's taking an interest. She actually doesn't take the office until January 1. But Judge Skilling is going to be a wonderful asset to us. All right. What else do we got here? Let's go to the next one. Judge Jones, how are you today, sir?
Good, yeah.
Doing good, doing good. You find Judge Jones, JP Itasca,
Page 46.
page 46. All right, Judge, what you know today?
A whole lot.
Have you had a chance to see the budget yet, sir?
I did look at it just before I came up here.
Okay.
Glanced at it.
So we've got dues and memberships, we figured it 120, and then the details opened on that are, I got the historical cost. Is that gonna be enough to cover that? Is that?
What was it, 120?
Yes, sir, that's what historically, and then he's left the same as it was previous years.
Well, actually, I'll be honest with you, I've been paying for one of the things I just paid myself for out of my I'm just saying.
We're happy to pay it. It's
Okay, all
It's
right.
part of your education. We don't have a problem with that one. So which one is it? The TJCJA? I gotta slow down. and
That.
think about this.
That's the one.
Okay, and it was how much? 75,000. So let me put this in details. We'll put that in there. TJCJA. Does your clerk also register for that or?
Well, he goes to the other school, but he's, no, to answer your question, he hasn't, not to that one.
Was there a benefit for him to do so?
It probably would be, yeah.
Let's go ahead and put it in there.
Okay.
So clerk, let's, you know, that one. Justin. Okay, with those two, that takes that line to 150. So that's in there. We have training mileage reimbursement. We've got that at 22,250, which is an increase from last year's 1850. Good question. We have bond and insurance at 100, which is, I guess, we have year-to-date actual 50. We had an actual 21 at 50. We had Miss JP3 at 50, but we amended 100 and I left it at 100, so I got nothing to tell me otherwise. Supplies, we went up in supplies for 2,500, the judge's request. We have postage 850. It's pretty stationary. He has a little more postage costs than the other JPs, just the nature of how that job pans out. Telephone, we have telephone, Judge Jones's telephone, 5979. That's a county code, that's not.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, so that's 22, 25, 20 in
Okay,
there.
we're short his cell phone.
Well, that's
600.
what it's, this one here is a Judge Jones phone, is that the landline?
How much is it?
2,520 a year.
So that I have at the store, I have what the voice over IP, of course,
Uh-huh.
and that takes care of the internet as well.
So I wonder what that charge is in the 25.
Well, that's probably where we reimburse, because we end up, he sends he pays a lot of the expensive himself,
Oh, yeah,
and then we
now I-
reimburse him.
I've always paid the bills and then y'all just reimburse me and I've seen the receipts. It's just
It's easier for you.
business minded person. That's the way I am, you know?
I got you. Okay. So is this number sufficient then, I guess?
For the telephones?
Look at it.
Yes, go ahead.
It's at how much? I'm sorry.
It's at 2520 is what's been calculated at.
Is that what it was last year?
No, sir, last year you adopted 3,200, but you've not come anywhere near that. That's through May 31st, 7 months in a year, you had spent 1,400. And-
Right. See, I kind of packaged everything together and I got a much better deal.
Okay, that's what's going on.
Mhm,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So with what you got it at there, it's gonna be cutting it right at what it's gonna be, hopefully, unless they go up
Okay.
again,
Yes, sir.
you know how with everything, yes.
Yeah, I understand. Office around 6,000, miscellaneous at 250, utilities at 2,000. And that's up a little bit from last year is 1,800.
Yeah, and if I can, up until, fortunately, I got in on a really good low rate several years ago and locked it in. And I think that's gonna be coming up this year. Again, I should have looked at it before I came up here, but I'm telling you, I've got a heck of a rate right now and it's gonna go up.
I
Great.
went up 30%. I
Yeah.
just got out of a really good.
Oh, yeah.
I got out of a tremendous contract.
Exactly. I mean, I just off the top of my head, I'd say it's gonna easily be 30%.
Who was you
increase.
with?
This was Zero Energy. I had a 2-year contract.
You wearing them?
Yeah. I raised the thermostat. So I could let
Well, you're on this one, too.
No, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm with a company called Tri-Eagle. And I've been really, really pleased. They're out of the Lelands. So I can go on whenever I need to.
$250 a month. Oh, it's double that. Cost, look at 600. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So anyway.
13.3 is the cheapest you can find it around.
Yeah, mine is like 8. And so it's gonna go up considerable.
So you're good on the utilities.
So we went up on utilities $200. Is that going to cover?
I don't know that it is now that
I don't either. I mean, historical spend, our actual amount of utilities, 848.20, and it was 1,121 and 21. Year to date through May 31st, 7 months in the year, we've only spent 788.
no,
So I mean,
that's it, that,
it would have to go up considerably more to bust 2,000.
Well, he had enough, he said he's fixing to go up, and so,
Okay,
yeah, so
yeah.
we had 4,500 for Malone, so I think we could easily go to 3,500.
I have no problem with that. We'll recommend it proposed. Let's go to
Like 3,500.
All right.
That would be almost double what we have adopted this
Yeah,
year, and
and-
that should cover it.
I'd rather be safe than sorry,
No, we're
Should
saying
always go back into the,
we've got a little extra revenue. We can do that. So, okay. All right, let's do that. Take care of that. What else we got for the JP? Anything else, Mr. Jones? Anything else?
the only other concern I've got is as she was talking about the scanners, our scanner, according to my clerk, and I'm not as tech savvy as most people. The issue is that it won't work properly with
Okay,
the system.
we need to go ahead and get right now, today, with Mr. Cantrell and get that corrected. That's not something I want to wait till October to deal with. It's
No.
August. Let's go ahead and get it fixed.
Is it something that can be fixed?
Well, I guarantee somebody knows how to fix it. It's just not this guy, but Mr. Cantrell, he's our expert. He'll be able to tell you how to fix it. He'll figure out what we need to do and we'll get it worked out.
So, Henry was helping us with that situation, like in trying to get it fixed. And as far as I know, sorry, he had put in a ticket with Tyler Tech. And it was just an issue. I don't think that it's going to be compatible with the software.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it needs to be replaced, we'll replace it.
Yeah.
That's part of the fix.
Justin's pretty sharp on all that. He says that it's not. perfect.
Well,
And I'm not trying.
no offense to Justin, we're gonna let the county guy look. at it.
Oh, no. I understand. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
you know,
And that's not the first time we've had this problem before. I mean, I'm saying that in the past, certain products have not worked with Tyler Technology. We had problems. Able term certain computer printers wouldn't work. Had the problem with Odyssey. We've had this problem with Navigator. But when you change these programs, they always try to say this evergreen, it's going to be wonderful, great. And oh, no, you won't need any hardware. Every time they said that, I need hardware. So yeah, it's something that happens, no big deal. Just call Phil Cantrell. We'll get it worked out. Sooner the better.
You want me to call him?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, holler at him, and if you need to replace it, we'll replace it. That's not a problem. Yeah. So we'll figure out the issue and get it. If it's replacement, great. If it's fixed, great. Whatever it takes, though, you need it to work. We're gonna make sure you got
Yeah,
that. put-
because everything's being scanned in now.
Yeah, you can't do anything like we used to.
And,
There ain't no fax machine when you went in this thing. All right. All right, anything else from the judge? Going once, going twice. Judge Jones, thank you for coming and see us.
You bet.
Appreciate
Thank
your
y'all.
comments.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for everything you do for us up there. Okay. So Greg Mason called me earlier. Let me see what he was talking about. Maybe he wants to. No, he has not yet. So let's do this. Let's take about a 5-minute recess, folks. We'll, about 7-minute recess. We'll come back here. 8-minute recess directly at 11 a.m. Give everybody time to stretch the legs, do what they need to do, find some Tylenol, whatever it is. So, all right, we're going to be recessed until 11 a.m. this morning. All right, I can call Mr. Greg Mason back now. Here it is. Mr. Greg, hey, it's Justin, North County Judge. Sorry about that. I was sitting in court, we doing budget. Okay. Wonderful. Well, hey, I appreciate the heads up, and we got Susan going through utility facilities, we get increases and that, we'll get it taken care of. Make sure we got enough money in there to top right with.